Hi, welcome to another edition of the Alan Rosenberg Show, kind of an impromptu video here. I watch a lot of this streaming service called Tubi, T-U-B-I, and I'm always watching documentaries. And I just watched a documentary earlier this week that it just blew me away. It's so powerful. And it's Glen Campbell, and it's called Glen Campbell, I'll Be Me. And this movie, I guess it came out in 2014. So I'm a little late to the game, but I just saw it on Tubi for free. And basically, it's not a biography about Glen Campbell. It's about his last tour, which took place in 2012 when he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And his wife of 30 years and his children play in the band with him. His daughter plays banjo and guitar, and his son plays guitar. I think another son plays the drums. Hugely talented. I mean, a tremendously great band. And it focuses the beginning of the movie. It shows him forgetting things and just, showing signs that something's not right. And he is just like, I'm just getting older. It's not a big deal. It doesn't affect me. And he goes for testing and he gets diagnosed, and they show the brain scan, and he gets diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And it's the most intimate portrait of somebody with and the family with Alzheimer's. The fact that it's Glen Campbell makes it interesting because he's on the road, and the family and his wife and Glen Campbell decide that they're going to do one final tour. He's going to go out in a big way, in a good way. So that's what, and it shows the footage of him and rehearsing with the band and going on the road in the bus. And over the course of that tour, he steadily goes downhill. And in fact, the last show, by the end of the last show of the tour, it's not going well. He always has to have a teleprompter, and he stops in the middle and he starts yelling at the band members, forgetting that it's his children, and screaming at the daughter and stopping, and they wind up, cutting the tour because they realize they just can't continue. It's heartbreaking. And shows his wife of 30 years and the effects of what Alzheimer's and what's happening to him. And she breaks down in tears at some points, saying, you just don't want to see your loved one suffer and go down like this. And she makes a comment at one point, kind of like it's just easier to somebody passing away. Now, I've never had a family member with Alzheimer's, but my parents are deceased. My father and my mother. My mother had gotten remarried, and her husband passed away before her as well. And then my father, and then my wife's side, we've experienced horrible death in every case: cancer, a stroke, and really debilitating diabetes. So all the five parents that I've had in my life have all died in pretty slow, terrible deaths. So we've dealt with that. They call it the sandwich generation. Working and taking care of your children, but then having to try to take care of your parents, and it's just brutal. But I never had to suffer with somebody who had Alzheimer's, and it really brings it home because physically they're relatively okay, and just mentally, by the end of it, he doesn't remember who his children are, who his wives are, and how old he is, what year it is, who the president was. He shrugs it off. It's not a big deal, but it's terrible. There's a scene, they wake up in the hotel room, and he always, in the middle of the night, he gets up in the hotel room and he goes to the bathroom in the corner because he can't find the bathroom or forgets that he has to go into a bathroom. And it's Glen Campbell. I'm not a big Glen Campbell fan. I have like a greatest hits album. It's got like 10 of his best songs, and everybody loves Gentle on My Mind. Nobody does Jimmy Webb better than Glen Campbell. One of my other viewers mentioned Which of the Linemen was one of the greatest songs of all time, and she's right. It's just the most incredible song. And Galveston and Rhinestone Cowboy, everybody knows, you know, a little bit maybe Neil Diamond-ish, and I'm not a fan of Neil Diamond, and Southern Nights. But, Glen Campbell, beautiful voice, and a lot of people forget that it's not about those hits. He's an incredible musician, and I actually didn't realize until much later on, that he was in the Wrecking Crew and played with Frank Sinatra doing Strangers in the Night and the Beach Boys songs. And, you listen to those great Beach Boy guitar licks like Fun, Fun, Fun. And that's Glen Campbell. He's just an amazing picker. Great musician. Played with Elvis. And, the Wrecking Crew is like the most successful band, or one of the most successful bands of all time. You think about all the hits, with Hal Blaine. And these are the greatest musicians ever. And Glen Campbell's one of them. So these hits is just a tiny portion of the massive talent that he was. But I remember I got like this double live vinyl, Glen Campbell Live, and the reason why I got it was because, and I did a video of my favorite songs of all time, and The Impossible Dream from Man of La Mancha, and I just think it's the most incredible song. It's such a powerful song, it makes me cry when I hear it. I just think it's unbelievable. But Man of La Mancha's version is always kind of operatic, very Broadway-ish, and I always was like, man, I wish people would cover it and make it more popish, and that happens. Josh Groban does a great cover, but nobody does a better version of The Impossible Dream than Glen Campbell, and it's on this live record with an orchestra, and you just, I melt when I hear him do To Dream, The Impossible Dream. It's so fucking great. But any of this music stuff has nothing to do with the movie, except as the backdrop of seeing him on tour and the interaction with his family, playing in front of an audience. And the audience knows when they go see him that it's going to be an iffy show. He may not remember the lyrics. He may stop in the middle. And they stick by him. And it's a wonderful thing, but very sad at the end as well. It's the most intimate portrait of Alzheimer's that I've ever seen. And it's really sad. And if you haven't seen the movie Glen Campbell, I'll Be Me, I just saw it on Tubi for free. It's streaming, and it's unforgettable. So I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention. And again, it's not really about Glen Campbell. Yeah, you know the songs, Gentle on My Mind, and the music in the movie is great. When he performs it well, the band is great. But it's not about that. It's about a person and the family interaction and how it affects the family while they're on tour. It's awesome. So there you go. A quick little thing about Glen Campbell and the movie I'll Be Me. And check it out on Tubi, free streaming. It is well worth your while. I don't think you'll ever forget it. I don't think I will. So that's about it. If you're new to my channel, please hit subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Make my channel grow and create this ever-growing community that I love. I love the comments I get. I love the interaction. I answer the comments as best I can, and people write to each other on it, and it's wonderful. So check out my other videos. I got a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame video, that great interaction. People, upset with some of the things I said and wrote, and, they're expressing their opinions. It's great. That's what it's all about, and I love it. So feel free, please check out those other videos, but hit subscribe and like, and help my channel grow. Would greatly appreciate it. But most importantly, check out Glen Campbell, I'll Be Me. It's amazing. That's about it. I always say it. Stay safe. Stay healthy out there. And I will see you next time on my next video. Have a good one.